Uh, this is a 44 years old male from Thrissur, Kerala, working in Qatar. His chief complaint was frequency and urgency for the last 2 years.
Okay, so what is the frequency? How severe it is? I would like to know. And I would like to know the IPSS score. Are there any voiding symptoms? Is there incontinence? And for the last 2 years, he is having these symptoms. Have they increased over the time or not? And has he taken some treatment or any medication for the same?
Okay. In the next slide, we would like to elaborate the history. All these symptoms occurred off and on over the last 2 years. Each time the episode lasted for about 1 or 2 days. The frequency was day 6 to 8, night 3 times. It was associated with passage of dark colored urine, with occasional urge incontinence and occasional lithuria also.
Okay, so is there history of passage hematuria with passage of clots?
There is no such history.
Hi, good morning. I joined after this slide. So, what is the history? First slide.
Can you please show the
frequency and urgency?
Frequency and urgency. Okay. And dark colored urine, I heard.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Yeah, that's it. Stay there. That's the second slide.
Okay, sir.
So there is a no history of voiding symptoms, right?
No history of voiding symptoms.
Okay. Is there any history of lower abdominal pain or flank pain?
No such history. In the last 2 years, there is no such history.
So is there any history of urolithias in the past or urological intervention done in the past?
Yes, in the subsequent slides, we will elaborate about that.
Okay, so intervention was done. What intervention was done, and it was done in these 2 years or before that?
It was done before those 2 years, these 2 years.
How much time back, and is the symptoms started after that intervention?
Yeah, but Nikhilesh they'll tell you about the intervention they said, but only on the basis of frequency, urgency, nocturia, and dark colored urine. Have you your provisional diagnosis ready?
Ma'am, I asking some more questions. Then I will.
So ask them first instead of intervention and that history. First get your other information.
Is there any past history of tuberculosis, weight loss in the recent times?
No such history.
Okay. Is there any history of abdominal fullness or lump?
There's no such history.
Spent on any anticoagulant or antiplatelet medications?
No.
Okay. Is there any history of urinary retention?
No history.
Okay, and approximately how much volume of urine he can pass? I mean, is the volume good or he has reduced urine output in the recent times?
There is no history of reduced urinary output in the recent times.
He wants to know what is the volume. You tell him that how much is passing each time. You want to know that.
So the patient never measured it, but he said that there is no change in the volume of the urine. Whatever he used to pass before, he's passing now also.
Two important things in the history I have not asked.
What is the degree of incontinence here? Is it bothersome or not? Or
the episodes of incontinence were occasional.
I'm I'm not sure whether I heard you, but did you ask for a history of pain?
Yes, sir. Ask for any suprapubic pain or any flank pain and dysuria.
Specifically related not to the flank, but to his voiding symptoms.
Yes.
Are these symptoms of frequency and urgency accompanied with pain? Is there a pain? And did he have any fever? You did not ask the history of fever.
Is there a history of fever?
No history of fever.
So,
So with all a negative history, what do you feel? Which is the organ which is involved, and what could be the etiology, like congenital, inflammatory, neoplastic? What do you feel? Or
Ma'am,
neurological?
it can be
Which organ do you think is involved predominantly?
lower urinary tract, mainly bladder.
Okay, and then he has undergone some intervention. We don't know the intervention, but there is some intervention history.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Before 2 years.
Huh? So,
So it-
what
it
do you
can-
think of?
Yes. It can be chronic urinary tract infection like tuberculosis. It can be vesical calculus disease, as the patient also give history of dysuria. It can be malignancy also, like carcinoma of bladder or carcinoma in situ, as the patient has mainly storage symptoms.
So basically, you are looking at an inflammatory pathology or a malignant pathology, isn't it?
Or it can
Or stone disease, you said, no?
Is it possible that some of his symptoms may be old and some of his symptoms may be new? The history of lithuria may be old, may not be connected with the present condition.
Yes, sir.
I could have passed stones from 5 years ago, and now I have developed something else which is causing me frequency and urgency. Possible, isn't it? It does not have to be connected. All these things don't have to be connected together. They could be separate entities altogether.
Yeah, and which surgery do you think can cause these problems? Maybe he came for something else and he has landed up with these complaints. So, which surgeries you know of can cause this?
Ma'am, any intervention like cystoscopy which may lead to formation of stricture?
Cystoscopy, why would cystoscopy call frequency, urgency persistent for 2 years? Think na. Could it be a forgotten digestion?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
What else can you think can cause these symptoms? Think.
Calculus disease, which was partially treated.
What else? Can any surgery on the prostate cause these symptoms?
Ma'am, he is 43-year-old.
Okay, I didn't hear the age. Okay, sorry.
Doesn't
But it
matter.
could be-
People still can have the surgery on their prostate at 43.
Yes.
Nothing is preventing. If you can have it, you can have it anytime. It depends on what is done for it.
Okay. Okay, proceed.
Oh, good. Next slide.
Is there history of, I would like to know history of addiction, past history.
No history of any substance abuse. Patient did not have any history of abdomen pain or flank pain associated with the chief complaint in these last 2 years. No history of fever or vomiting, no difficulty in voiding, no episode of retention of urine, no history of UTI, and no bowel disturbances.
Okay, go to the next slide.
Yes.
Past history. Patient had undergone routine tests as a part of health checkup at about 6 months back. The ultrasound reports are revealed later. Sudden onset severe pain in the left flank 2 years back, which was diagnosed as a renal calculus and was managed conservatively. Documents are not available. Patient underwent a left PCNL 5 years back, and he is not a known diabetic or hypertensive.
So the details of stone are available, whether the 2 years back it was a renal calculus size or the size of the stone, or whether
Details are not available.
So suppose it now you have the information that it is PCNL and it is causing now frequency, urgency, occasional incontinence, nocturia, dark colored urine. Now what do you think could be related things?
ma'am, lower ureteric calculus can cause similar symptoms,
Okay.
or forgotten stent can cause present with similar symptom.
Okay. Anything else?
Could some bug have been introduced which has never been recognized?
Pardon, sir?
Could some bacteria or some other pathogen be introduced which is never recognized or looked for?
Yes, sir. My typical mycobacterial infection may occur.
Commonly, have you seen post PCNL atypical mycobacteria? What do you commonly see?
I'm gram negative bacilli, but mainly.
Ah, so-
Yes, sir. But after 5 years of PCNL patient presenting with this symptom, so most probably it has to be chronic infection.
Okay. And he has no history of fever.
Yes, ma'am. There is no history of fever or weight loss.
Okay, tell me, this is unrelated question. Post PCNL, in which type of PCNLs you develop infections which are difficult to eradicate? You understood? In which patients who undergo PCNL, sometimes they develop infections which are difficult to eradicate.
It can be stone-related factors like Stagon calculus.
Okay.
Be due to presence of foreign body like stents.
Okay.
It can be due to large stone burden, incomplete clearance, and patient-related factor. It can be due to old age, debility.
Talk about kidney related types of kidneys or different types of kidneys where post PCNL infection becomes persistent.
There is
You have to give
if there is persistent obstruction like Pew junction obstruction untreated.
Okay. What else? Have you seen PCNL in ADPKD? Done for ADPKD?
Yes, ma'am.
So there it's very difficult.
What about any other type of kidney where
Yes.
problem is there?
If the patient has genitourinary tuberculosis along with calculus, then it may lead to chronic.
No, we are still sticking to the kidney only. PCNL, not in the kidney. One madam told you ADPKD kidneys are where the difficulty to eradicate. Any other type of situation where you've done a PCNL and the state of the kidney is such that it's very difficult to eradicate the infection.
Horseshoe kidney, sir, because.
Horseshoe kidney. Anything else? More commonly associated with the type of stone that you were talking about. if the kidney in question had a staghorn calculus and the function was poor,
Yes.
if the kidney was poor, it will never be able to eradicate the bacteria. It will still be sitting there. Huh? So, function of the kidney is an important parameter to decide whether the bacteria will be staying there or will go away. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Any kidney where the drainage is also in doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Go to the next slide.
Appetite normal, bowel habit
Go
normal.
to the next slide. You one. Go.
General survey, patient conscious, alert, cooperative and oriented to time, place and person. Height 175 centimeter, weight 97 kilos. Vitals BP 150 by 100, pulse rate 90 per minute, regular. Performance status ECOG 1. Pallor, icterosis, cyanosis, clubbing, edema, dehydration, lymphadenopathy all absent.
Local examination.
Next.
Small scar over the left lumbar region, abdomen soft, no tenderness, no mass or lump, no organomegaly, bowel sounds heard. Per rectal examination, grade 1 prostatomegaly, genitalia normal.
Is the vas palpable? Is there any thickening in the vas?
No such findings.
Okay, I would like to.
Let me ask you that, Kamlesh. Can I ask you one question? Why is it that in tuberculosis, they say the seminal vesicle is palpable? When you do PR,
Yes, sir.
it is TB. Why is that?
Due to tuberculosis of the prostate, the ducts are obstructed, which can lead to palpable seminal vesicle on examination.
Right. So it is actually an obstruction to the ejaculatory ducts that causes this distension. Okay,
Yes.
carry on.
So I would like to do a urine routine microscopy, CB serum
So what's
creatinine.
the diagnosis? What's your provisional diagnosis?
Sir, I would like to give differential diagnosis in the form of.
You give provisional differential diagnosis.
Sir, first of all, vesical calculus, then the genitourinary tuberculosis, or
See, when you have a situation like this, you don't have any positive findings. You have a history of frequency and all that. You'll have to say, is it a chronic infection? Is this an infection here? So can it be chronic UTI? Can it be a chronic UTI? We don't know. Huh? And then you work out and see whether chronic UTI is likely. He has got no pain, he's got no dysuria, but he's got some frequency, urgency, urge incontinence, dark colored urine. Yes, sir.
I would also consider carcinoma of bladder in this patient.
Huh?
I would also consider carcinoma of bladder as there is history of smoking for the long time.
Yes. You should, then you come to malignancy. Come to malignancy. Malignancy is there, he's got some hematuria, he's a smoker, he's got all these findings, he may have a malignancy in the bladder.
Yes.
So you go step by step. Instead of saying diagnosis as diagnosis, be general first. You got infection, you could have malignancy. In this infection category, it is this. And why each of this either ruled in or ruled out. And the malignancy category, why you think he's got some malignancy? What are the factors here? And which type of cancer you think? Okay? So you work on that.
So, do we have a urine routine examination?
Yeah.
So you have no diagnosis in relation to his PCNL and lithuria. Well, you said vesicle stone. Won't it cause strangury and some pain, some retention?
It
To
can
be
cause.
so what is your diagnosis in relation to this history? History of PCNL, history of dark colored urine.
Residual stone as well as forgotten digestant.
Why can't it be a new stone formation, man? 5 years ago you had PCNL.
Yeah, can be new stone formation.
New stone.
Can it be obstruction?
Ma'am, there is no history of flank pain, so obstruction is less likely, but it can be present.
Yeah, but in relation to your vesicle stone diagnosis, it is more acceptable, right? It could be something there is partial obstruction, not necessarily complete obstruction. Obstruction occurring very slowly, that there is no pain.
Yes.
Can it be a non-functioning pyonephrotic kidney or pyelonephrotic kidney?
Ma'am, there is no history of fever or flank pain in the past also. So, currently since 2 years.
Okay.
So it is
Okay, go ahead with investigation. Yeah.
Investigation. Show him the urine examination first. We wanted urine.
There is a.
Are these urinary findings suggestive of an infection? That's your first diagnosis, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is this urine analysis suggestive of infection?
Yes, sir. It can suggest infection.
What? 4 to 5 pus cells only.
Yes, 4 to 5 pus cell as well as there are RBC and bacteriuria.
I'm asking you a straight question. Are these urinary findings suggestive of infection? Because that's your first diagnosis.
Yes.
Yes or no? Are they suggestive of infection or no?
It can suggest infection.
What are the findings there which suggest that this is not an infection?
There are plenty of RBCs.
Okay.
And absence of bacteriuria.
Absence or presence?
The absence of bacteriuria, it goes against the infection.
What about these epithelial cells? Epithelial cell nil. Is that in favor of infection or not in favor of infection?
Not in favor of infection.
Why?
Sir, due to shedding, there are generally some epithelial cells present in the urinary tract infection.
Yes. Epithelial cells in the urine are significant, especially when you are considering infection, cystitis, etc. Epithelial cells in the urine are a sign of colonization, intracellular colonization of bacteria in the bladder. This is one of the things that we ignore. We say, oh, nothing there, nothing there. But these are symptoms these are findings that are important to note. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, show the other investigations. Yes.
Patient has a uncontrolled sugar. Sugars are also positive in the urine examination. I would like to. Is urine cytology done?
No.
Yeah. I would like to do an ultrasonography of abdomen and pelvis.
Do you want a culture of the urine or no? Don't need.
Yes, sir.
No, yes or no, you want, you said there's no infection, why you want culture? Okay, right. No growth, right. So what is your working diagnosis at the moment?
Sir,
Have you got some, as I say, induction hypothesis after this history and everything? You got history?
I'm not able to rule out any specific condition. So my differential diagnosis remains same in the form of chronic.
Which are you more in favor of now?
In favor of malignancy, sir.
Yes, in favor of this being malignancy. For what reason? For what reason?
Sir, first of all, the patient has history of smoking. Then on urine examination, there are plenty of RBC. He gives history of passage of cola-colored urine. So with all this, my first differential diagnosis will be malignancy.
Right.
Patient
So
has
you have malignancy as the first possibility. Right. Okay. Now what do you do?
I would proceed with ultrasonography of abdomen and pelvis.
Ultrasound. He wants ultrasound.
Yes, sir. This was the ultrasound which was done 6 months back at the time of routine health checkup.
Okay, so this is just kidney, right?
This was the just couple of photographs were available.
Yeah. What is it? Show all the films. So that
Just one is available.
only one is there.
Okay, this is left kidney, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Have we not? Okay, so in this USG plate, the size of the kidney appears to be normal. I cannot comment it on this. The shape of the kidney is maintained. Then the renal parenchymal thickness appears to be reduced. There is a hyperechoic structure in the center of the kidney, in the pelvis, and extending into the calyces with some post acoustic shadowing, most likely suggestive of renal calculus, large renal calculus. It is occupying complete of the pelvis as well as extending into some calyces. However, there is no hydronephrosis appreciable on this plate only.
So what do you do now?
I would like to look at the report of the ultrasonography.
You have a report? He doesn't have a report. So what will you do?
I would do a plain CT KUB for this patient.
That's all. Only plain CT KUB. Will you do a plain CT KUB or will you do a CT with contrast, full CT?
Then this the full CT urogram.
You should be. Why you want to do CT KUB only? What is your original diagnosis? What is the original diagnosis?
Yes, sir. Malignancy.
Malignancy. You are getting carried away by this ultrasound finding. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So what? You can have 2 diseases, 3 diseases also. What is it? But you must know what's happening in the blood because all these problems are lower tract, you said. So ask for a full CT scan. CT scan. Show us the CT scan.
No, sir, we don't have CT scan.
Don't have CT scan. Oh.
So initially we did one X-ray KUB.
You did X-ray KUB.
Yes, sir.
You got that?
Yes, sir.
Show X-ray KUB, but.
And then we did the IVP here.
Okay. They didn't do CT scan.
Yes, sir.
They did KUB X-ray and they did what? IVU. Okay.
This X-ray is well centralized but poorly exposed. The bowel preparation is not good.
It is nearly 100 kg now, this fellow. 90
Yes,
something
yes,
kg.
yes, sir.
Yeah, nearly 100 kg.
The psoas shadow and renal shadows are not visible. There appears to be faint radio opaque density in the right renal region, but I am not sure whether it is calculus or not.
Now the ultrasound showed something on the left side, you said.
Yes.
It
Is it? So see if there's something on the left side. We agree that it's a bad X-ray. He's a very obese patient.
We have
The
a
factors may be difficult. So see if there's anything there.
so we have IVP with relatively better
Sorry.
plain picture.
It's okay. So that you see that, is there anything else? There is definitely something in the region of the left kidney, no? Rather than the right.
Yes, in the left kidney.
Yeah.
Next.
So the next one.
We did the IVP after the X-ray KUB. These are the subsequent films.
Yeah. Next. Next.
This much we have.
So what's your finding?
Sir, on the IVP, there is the nephrogram phase is not clearly visible. However, there is a normal excretion of contrast on the both sides, slightly, and the left kidney and collecting system appears to be enlarged, and there are multiple filling defect in the left pelvic system, suggestive of renal calculus. The contrast appears to be.
How is it suggestive of renal calculus? Could be TCC. It could be TCC, no? Diagnosed one of malignancy. Huh?
With the finding of the ultrasonography,
Yes.
it was a hyperechoic shadow with post-acoustic shadowing, so it is most probably a renal calculus.
Anything else? Any other finding which may suggest that this is not a TCC?
Sir, the ureters are normal, sir.
Don't look at ureter. Anything else? TCCs of the renal pelvis with such a large volume of disease, they would be usually concomitant pelvic cell dilatation in a TCC. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, that is a factor which is missing here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what type of filling defect is this? What do you think is the cause of the filling defect?
Sir, this such a large calculus, most probably it is a stroide type of calculus, renal calculus.
What type? Stroid.
Yes, sir.
Anything more? Anything more? Anything? Stroid will have some calcification, no?
It can be uric acid calculus.
Wasn't this fellow's uric acid elevated? This patient? No.
Sir, it was normal.
4.2. Okay. Not elevated. It could be a uric acid stone, filling defect. Huh? This could be a uric acid stone, it could be a staghorn stone, with magnesium ammonium phosphate and not much of calcium in it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yes.
So what are the other differential diagnosis of filling defect in the pelvis? Such a common question asked, right?
This fellow is an uncontrolled diabetic, no?
Yes.
Take it up.
Yes.
Hemoglobin A1C was 10,
Newly diagnosed.
sugar is 400.
Yes, sir.
What could it be? Anything else? Madam is asking, no. What are the other findings?
Ball in fungal infection with fungal ball formation.
Fungus, okay.
This can be papillary necrosis with filling defect.
Papillary necrosis is like this, huh?
So not
it's
like this.
Huge.
No, sir.
All the papilla stuck together will not produce like this. Such a huge one. Huh?
It can be
Papillary necrosis is the cause of filling defect. But such a large filling defect.
purulent debris in the collecting system in cases of pyonephrosis or pyelonephritis can also show a filling defect. And foreign body in the pelvis, like DJ stent.
You will see it like this.
Not like this.
You need to be calcified, no? DJ stent?
Yes.
Foreign body, no? Huh? There is some condition in the ear which ENT people commonly see. Also been reported in the kidney and the renal pelvis, gives rise to filling defects. Very common practice here. Huh? In the ear, कान में.
Otomycosis.
Huh? These are before COVID. Have you heard of cholesteatoma?
Yes.
Their conditions, large like this, they'll produce filling defects. Any other type of stone can look like this? You said uric acid, then you said stagon. Any other type of stone can look like this?
Calcium carbonate, calcium apatite.
Right? Like this, huh?
Why calcium you are saying?
Filling defect, but we are looking at the negative side, no? Looking at filling defects.
Matrix stone.
Huh?
Matrix stone.
Matrix stone.
Matrix, right, okay. Matrix stone,
Yeah.
okay.
What else?
You don't see it in adults, but in children. Some other type of stones are there in children. It will give rise to this sort of picture.
The cystine stone, xanthine.
Usually occurs in an infected situation. Ammonium urate. Ammonium urate stone. Cystine stones are radiopaque or radiolucent?
Radio opaque, sir.
Huh?
Radio opaque, sir.
Then how are you saying this? Why are you saying cystine?
Saying children,
This patient could have had treatment with something to give rise to filling defect like this. Some treatment can produce filling defect and stones like this. Huh?
sir, long-term urinary,
Sorry?
urinary alkali, if he is taking,
Actually,
citrates.
hey, how can you, we are looking at filling defects. Any other type of stone which can give rise to this sort of filling defects? We discussed uric acid and matrix and ammonium urate and all, you know.
Sir,
Huh?
Indira,
Sorry? Yes. So, so many conditions are there which can give filling defects of this nature, large filling defects. Huh? Right. Okay. So, what do you do? So, what do you think is the cause of his frequency and urgency that he came with? His main problem was frequency and urgency. We haven't sorted that out. What do you think is the cause?
But with this IVP, I am not sure whether there is a concomitant stone in the ureter or bladder. So I
No,
would,
nothing there. There is no stone in the ureter or bladder.
the
Why do you
recurrent tract infection, lower urinary tract infection with the
No pyuria, man. There is no pyuria. There are no bacteria. There is no bacteria. What recurrent you get from it?
as there is source of infection in the kidney, patient may be having recurrent lower urinary tract infection, which lead to this symptom.
Fellow is a diabetic, no? This fellow is a diabetic, no? Is there any connection between diabetes and his low urinary tract symptoms? Uncontrolled that too.
Can be
97 kilos.
can be diabetic cystopathy associated with renal calculus.
One of the commonest causes of lower tract symptoms is diabetes in terms of this presentation. Overactive bladder symptoms, bordering, he's got urge incontinence. So,
Yes, sir.
diabetes uncontrolled and not even controlled diabetes can give symptoms in the lower urinary tract of this nature. So, how will you treat this patient, man?
Sir, I would do a CT urography for this patient for better anatomic delineation as well as to study the bladder. And I would plan operative management in the form of left-sided PCNL as well as at the same time I would do a cystoscopy to rule out any other lower urinary tract pathology.
So, you like to assess it. Before that, would you like to put a voiding diary on him? Yes,
Yes, sir. Voiding diary can help.
Say they started.
But Nikhilesh, you right now don't have a diagnosis only, no?
Yes, ma'am. For that, I said I would like to do a CT.
So unless you do your diagnosis, why are you saying you will do a PCNL and all?
A cystoscopy.
Cystoscopy as a diagnosis for what? Diagnostic test for what?
Ma'am, as a part of hematuria evaluation and as patient has a lower urinary tract symptom and one of the differential diagnosis was malignancy.
In the absence of any infection in the urine, in a patient who has got this hematuria and while he's got a filling defect in the renal pelvis, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing else wrong with him. It's appropriate to also look at his bladder and make sure there's nothing happening there. You may want to do a cytology of the urine to complete the picture. But for all practical purposes, with a past history of stone disease, left PCNL on 5 years ago, now he's probably got recurrent stone there, and that looks like a stone. He's got an ultrasound which shows that there's a shadow there, and this confirms on the IVU that there's a filling defect in the pelvis. But certainly you need to look at his bladder, do a voiding diary, and we think that the bladder problems are related to sugars. So next week, just briefly, somebody mentioned how the treatment of uric acid stones is done. Medical management of uric acid stones. Dr. Soumya.
Yes, sir.
He will tell us.
Yes, sir.
Sujata? Hello? Sujata? Madam?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we can do it, sir. Yeah.
No, no. Dr. Soumya is our PG. He will do medical management of uric acid stones.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
And also just a mention about Indian average stone
Yes, sir.
in the same
Okay,
thing.
sir.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
These are all, you have to keep refreshing our memory all the time.
Okay, sir. Yeah, yeah. Good idea.
I was listening to some of the Gauss lectures, the B Gauss, and some very interesting things are there. And I think I must share with you all at some point. I'm just listening to the lectures on demand and some interesting facets I have found. So I'll give one summary one day, one of these days.
Okay, sir. That will be nice.